Right. Good morning. Welcome to this morning's Outlook. Before I get cracking on looking at the charts, let's just have a look at the risk events which might have impacted the markets today. Let's just switch across here to look at the calendar. So Thursday, goodness, weeks flying past, and let me just get rid of some of this, filter out these. That's it. It's better. So today then we got retail sales. We've had retail sales came in less than expected for Australia. We've got German inflation this morning, prelim inflation CPI. So yeah, we've got a couple other numbers coming through there. We've seen the flash numbers, so well, flash inflation for Spain there, the final GDP for the US. It's not a big mover normally. No, it's not a big mover because it's not normally moving, not that far away from forecasts quite often. Not a great deal there. We've got Fed Powell speaking later this evening, so that's not coming in. I'm just looking through. There's quite a few speakers this morning that's not on this list. ECB speakers. We've got 8 o'clock, 8:45, 9:15. Sorry, 10:30. We've got a Bank of England speaker. So there's speakers through and running through from 2 o'clock then. Got Fed speakers, ECB speakers. There's more speakers you can shake a stick at by the looks of things today through the day. So most of them coming out with similar sort of comments. So I don't expect much in the way of surprises there. It's the same old rhetoric at the moment. Quite a bit of hawkishness coming from the US. So there we go. Not just looking actually. I was looking at Thursday there. Yep, I was just checking. Right, so let's get on and look at the technicals. So starting off then, looking at euro dollar daily picture, still firmly to the downside here. Sorry, I just need to squeeze this up a bit. That's better. Firmly to the downside there. We just sort of everything every day. All I'm looking for is short side on these markets. When you get the opportunities. Did it run off a little bit later yesterday? It consolidated most of the morning there, ran off later. We'll just see what it does this morning. Never into a rush on these markets. You can just end up just sitting in a chop like this otherwise. I want to see the movement. At the moment it's just consolidating, as I said. If it hasn't hit this R1, then we've got R1, this daily pivot, we've got a decent chance of pushing through the R1 into the S1 into the S2. Get my R's and S's mixed up today. The pound it's same story in terms it's very weak at the moment relatively, and selling strongly here. It's already off this morning on the hourly picture here through its pivot. The pivots are relatively pinched today, so if you're looking at pivots and trading with pivots, it's quite a tightish day yesterday, and looking well, it's already moved half of what it did yesterday, almost in one bar there. So maybe on for some more downside. Morning flow. Dollar yen. Now maybe I've sort of looking at those two markets. Yep, they've got downside, but this dollar yen might. We'll see how it picks up this morning. But I'm looking. It's got a flaggy pattern here. I like these retracements. It's a nice steady flag. So we'll see if this kicks off this morning. So this is one I'll be on my shortlist for sure. Potential to even just push up back to the highs there, but the R1 is a reasonable distance away, so good risk reward on that one if it can kick through. Aussie dollar, the Aussie and the CAD have both been benefiting from the oil prices, and well, commodity prices as a whole, and what it's done a bit of a flaggy pattern here. Now I'm just sort of waiting, looking at this. I'd be quite interested if it starts rolling back over here. The Aussie economy isn't, things aren't all super duper there, so as I said, I'd look at the potential breakdown here with a view of targeting the S1 or towards the S1. US dollar CAD. US dollar CAD, well, it did a bit of a reversal in the end. It ended up a shooting star into the 34 moving average there. My trend line is still in play. Goodness, I didn't expect it to be in play again, or still be in play, but it's still sitting there in play. I will watch that. is the answer here. Would like to see it a bit lower than where it maybe just breaking the trend line here. We'll watch it below running below that 50 at least, but as a possibility there for that to run off further. Does look a bit, yeah. It's 4 hourly pitch. More so. Yeah, it's more. So, I don't know. It's a reasonable retracement on the hourlies here. There's potential for a bit more of a rollover. It was holding up really well in the beginning of the week, but yesterday it sold off fairly decently. US dollar Swissy. Well, I was looking for retracements yesterday on this Swissy back into its pivot here. Never made it. I'll clear that off whilst I think of it. There we go. Just get rid of that. Don't want signals going off there. I don't know what they're for anymore. Similar situation could happen, but it just seems to be, as long as you're long on the US dollar, you're doing all right at the moment. Euro yen. It's just gradually starting to move again into some sort of trend. It's been chopping like a good one here. I say it's been starting to move. It's just coming back to the lows there. If it starts breaking down, perhaps it'll be in a chop, but it's been a bit of an ugly one. Euro pound, likewise, it is breaking down here a little bit at the moment. Euro coming back off a little bit, but not tradable really. Pairs I do like, well, Euro Aussie not doing what I'd like it to do yet. The strength of it's been strength of the Aussie's been a bit questionable a little bit, but it has. The Euro's come off here against the Aussie. I was looking to see if we get a breakdown, but to be fair, I'd maybe trade the Aussie in a different way than trading it with the Euro, i.e. trade the US dollar Aussie at some point. Euro CAD. This is one of the go-tos for me. It's sold off now. It's pushed through into its monthly S3. It's really had some run, but it just shows you how weak it's been. Missed a corker yesterday. I'd set up a signal in the morning, cancelled it because at 10 o'clock there it started pushing the other way. Just cancelled the order. And then missed the trade later, so it did exactly what I was looking for, back to the lows there, and I was looking to see if I could squeeze some more out of it. Well, it did all that and more. Today, well, it's not set yet, so got to wait to see if this set resets. Otherwise, there might be a play later, but nothing I can do with that right now. So there are a few markets there that have got something going. Let's just look at the pound CAD as well. This has fed me quite nicely on Monday. Again, it's gone too far at the moment. So pound Aussie's been going the opposite way, picking up yesterday. But yeah, not a lot I want to do with that. In fact, let's get rid of that horrible purpley thing. There we go. Right, okay, nothing there then at this stage, but there's some things setting up. I've got the Aussie New Zealand dollar here. It's just still consolidating. It broke down yesterday, but it's consolidating today. This one's been moving a little bit better over the last few days. It's just getting back into some of these at the moment. It's a bit choppy around the lows. We'll leave that for now, but as I said, there are a few to pick out from what we just looked at. Okay, there's the main Forex pairs. Quick look at gold. The gold traders there. Let's get back up to the dailies there. So yesterday, firm down day, really soft at the moment. It's broken out of this sort of wedge pattern, wedge to the downside. We could have a fair bit more with a strong dollar, quite a bit more to come from that yet. Oil, well, that's the what's catching the news at the moment. Pushed up solidly yesterday, back through 92, 94 on here. A word of warning when you're looking at oil prices. There's Brent, there's Western Texas, which I generally focus on, but the two pairs, the prices from them, when you're looking at your brokers, they can be different to the indexes, and they can vary. So just bear that in mind. They won't all be the same, so just check what your broker's prices and how they're moving technically. It's the same with the US indices. If they're listed as a CFD or something like that, there'll normally be a slightly different price, same price action, different price, so be careful. Anyway, this is the oil's pushing up here quite solidly. Again, it's an afternoon play for me. Having said that, yesterday it just went and went and went and went. It just pushed on right the way through there. There was no obvious entry, which is quite good because I missed it anyway. Right, okay, so there's your oil. Just quick look at the equity markets then, high level, and we can see these. Yesterday we did get a bit of a recovery on the S&Ps there, but still down, making new lows. Still looking very soft across the board really here. S&Ps, the Dow Jones well off, having broken those lows, as I said, yesterday and the day before, and seems like a few days now. These markets will remain weak, and as long as they remain weak here, they're only sell opportunities to me. I can't be looking to be buying these until we get proper reversals. Okay, close to home then, the DAX, again in another market, sell only for me, but I'm not intraday trading it. If you're intraday trading it, you might catch things on it, but it's still a soft old market, and well, we'll see what it does this morning. But looking weak. FTSE looking weak as well. Nicer pattern. It's come off its pivot here. This just looks prime to follow through maybe after 8 o'clock, running down towards its S1 and maybe beyond. Okay, there we go. That's it for me this morning. I wish you a great day's trading, and I'll catch you in the morning. Bye for now.